Welcome to this interview, everyone. Today I have someone special on board. He is someone that I've known for a very long time since I was secondary one. He was originally my class chairperson. He was enthusiastic, bubbly. I've looked up to him for the longest time. When I'm in army, he was this super cool surgeon out there, and he actually even won the freaking NSF award, which is super cool. I've never known anyone who has won it around me before. So it's really amazing. Let me introduce you to Ray. Ray, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, man. How are you, man?
I'm good too. To people who have knowing you for the first time, do you mind to share a bit about yourself, about your background, so people can understand you better?
I'm just a typical Singaporean boy. I grew up in
Really?
Singapore all my life. I've gone through the education system, went to a national service, and now I'm in university, studying in SMU now. Yep.
Awesome. In the commando formation, I don't think it was an easy journey for either of us. Okay, we went through our fair share of challenges and kind of rough experiences. Could you share a time when you felt was the most challenging time of your the journey inside the commando formation, and how do you overcome it?
Okay. So in Singapore, we have a national service system where we have to serve 2 years of our lives as Singaporean men
Ooh.
in the Singapore Army. And it's not easy because many of us are civilians. Many of us have spent our whole lives in a very protected society where we don't have to uh do a lot of menial labor, do a lot of tough uh training on a day-to-day basis. So
Mm.
the adaptation will be pretty difficult when you transit from civilian life to military life. And that is very much more so in the commando formation where me and Eugene were both in during our national service. So the toughest thing that I think I experienced within the commandos was this course that we took in the middle stage of our journey, which was the Commando Small Unit Leaders course. So during the leaders course, it really pushed my boundaries to understand how far my body and my mind can uh, sustain myself
Mm.
throughout like different challenges that they throw at us. So for example, we were generally only allowed to sleep at the end of the day at past midnight, about 1 or 2 a.m., where we were finally released to go take a shower. And they would wake us up at any time between 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. with sirens blaring and screaming, and just to simulate a very stressful environment to see how you react under stress, whether you are one to crumble or want to stay strong and lead others when you are fatigued, when you are when you don't want to be there, when you don't want to continue fighting for your buddies beside you. They want to see how you react as a leader to see whether you have what it takes to lead a detachment in the future. Because in a war situation, it might not always be something that you expect. The unexpected can always happen. It can be always a very tough and stressful situation, but it's to kind of see whether you are able to adapt well and still be a pillar of support for the people around you. So during that time, as a civilian boy, you wouldn't have to expect to do much of this kind of tough training where you have to wake up at odd hours and work more than 20 hours in a day. So yeah, that was kind of the one of the hardest times for me. And every day was full of physical and mental torture when we go out to outfields and carry heavy loads, walk really far distances, and still getting tekan or still getting punished by our superiors. So that was really not easy for us. It lasted about 11 weeks for us to finally earn our ranks as leaders in the commando formation. Yeah.
I see. Wow, every time I hear of stories inside we call it CSLC, the leaders course,
Mm.
I am always blown away by what it took within you guys to actually get through that. Because if I was put in that situation, even now, I'm not very sure if I would be able to very successfully go through it. So throughout these 11 weeks, through all this lack of sleep, all this endurance, all this pushing through and stuff, what is something that really kept you going through all this madness? Because sometimes in army, especially, things don't make sense to us. Like you
Mm,
get punished for no reason. Things happen for like no particular explanation at all. And for me, I was always trying to find reasons why is this happening, trying to analyze myself. And when I would try to analyze, I would just go mad, trying to be like, what is happening? There's no reason for this, and sometimes there is no reason. So what kept yourself going? What are some strategies that you use? What do you think push yourself forward to keep going and stay strong through all that struggles?
good question. So I think for me, during the time when it was pretty difficult, one thing that really kept me going was my family. Just thinking back to my parents, especially my dad, who I really knew that he believed in me, knowing that I had his support. Like every time I booked out and saw my family prior to that, before I enlisted as well, he always told me that he was very proud of who I am, and no matter what I achieved, he will still be proud of me. And knowing that, I also wanted to do my best and not succumb to the stresses and not give up in a sense in order to make my parents proud. Yeah.
Mm,
So I guess on one hand, it is to prove to myself that yes, I can do it. I'm strong. On the
mm.
other hand, it is also to prove to my parents that they raised a kid that grew up to be somebody that is able to withstand and overcome all these challenges. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So it's both as a combination of kind of like trying to prove to myself that I am worthy, and also to show my parents that they did a good job to raise me. Yeah, I think
Awesome.
that really helped me push through.
So one part is just yourself, and it's just yourself telling yourself that I am this person who can go through this. And the second one is your parents, even though they will be by your side no matter what, you want to prove, you kind of want to show them that what a good job they've done for you.
Yes, right.
Awesome. So, to any juniors who may be going through similar things, what would you
Okay.
say to them to keep them going through all this? Because there's going to be a new batch coming in very soon, maybe very,
Mm,
very soon. What do,
very true, very true.
what do they have to focus on to really do their best?
I
And
think to any juniors that are going in, I would say uh, life is full of challenges, and you really don't know where your limits lie until you push them, until you reach your limits. And in a very civilian, very comfortable life that we have been living for the past 18 years of your life, now enlisting into national service, I'm pretty sure you haven't reached your limit yet, physically or mentally. Maybe some of you have, that I'm not too sure, but I think most people are pretty comfortable in their life in Singapore. And you wouldn't know how far your body can take you, how far your mind can persevere. And so I think enlisting into the commandos is an honor for you, and it's a great opportunity for you to see, okay, really how far can it take me? How far can I go? And actually, you might be surprised that your body can take much more than you expect.
mm,
Maybe you would think that at certain points you will feel like giving up. But when at the point where you felt like giving up, if you choose not to give up, you are pushing your limits. And that in itself is a very uh, useful thing to have in your life. Where in the future, whatever thing in life that is thrown to you, maybe it's a lot of work, maybe it's a lot of studying, maybe it's relationship problems or other problems in your life, like your family. You can learn to stay strong even though you thought that you couldn't. And it's the mindset of pushing your limits. It's the mindset of never giving up, even though it seems very bleak. That will help you grow in future. So I wouldn't say, as in many people think that national service is a waste of time, and it is one way to think that way, but it's also good to think of the opposite, which is that national service helps to build your mental resilience. So it helps you to show, to tell yourself that, hey, you know what, I can do it. Like I've been through so much. What is this to me? It's not a really big problem to me. So uh, having that mindset of wanting to push your limits and become better and become stronger, becoming more resilient, that will actually help you to uh, grow as a person and become somebody that not only you can rely on, but also somebody that other people can rely on, which I'm sure many guys in Singapore want to become. I'm sure people in Singapore, like 18-year-old kids, they dream of one day becoming the breadwinner of the family, one day becoming the person, the man of the house who can take care of their family, where other people trust them to take care of the family and protect the family. So knowing that you have the mental capacity and the physical strength to survive in tough situations will help you prove to yourself that yes, I am able to, and I am that person in the future. So to any juniors going in, don't have the mindset of, yeah, this is a waste of time, this is horrible. Don't be too negative. Think of the bright side of, yes, it's difficult, but difficulties are the things that actually help you push your limits and help you become a better person.
Awesome. Thank you
Mm.
for that share. It reminded me of many things which just floated in my mind, which I cannot think of now. But there's a scene in Everything Everywhere All at Once where one of the main characters, Mr. Wayman, he shared something about that always seeing the bright side is not just because he's naive, not just because he is just positive all the time, but it's necessary and deliberate strategy to keep himself going through tough times and coming out strong at the other side for not only yourself and other people around you. And I actually also love how you mentioned that thinking that NS is a waste of time is just a way of thinking. You just acknowledge it's not wrong, it's a way of thinking. And you can also think of it as something else. So that was really amazing. I think that was a really awesome way that you said it. So that was really good. After going through all this hellish training and stuff, you managed to come out the other side strong and even got the NSF of the Year award. So I just want to ask you from your perspective, what did what was different between you and other people that enabled you to do this? I'm sure everyone supported you in many ways. Your detachment was a pretty amazing bunch of people. What do you think set yourself apart from other people that you think we can learn from you to, yeah,
Okay, I wouldn't say something that is different
yes,
or something that people can learn from me. Okay, but I
mm,
think it is a combination of a few things.
yes,
I think I was very blessed to have been given the opportunity to step up as a detachment sergeant or assistant company sergeant major role,
mm,
which is also by chance and also by people giving me the opportunity, like
yeah,
superiors, like my OC, my CSM, giving me the
mm-hmm.
opportunity to step up and telling and asking me, hey, do you want to take this opportunity? Obviously, they saw something in me where they saw that, okay, you know what, this guy has some potential to
What do you think
uh
they saw? What do you think they
lead.
saw?
Possibly, I would say one thing that I can offer is just pure hard work. I will work harder than anybody else just for the reason of me wanting to take care of my men. So in the battalion, I was a detachment sergeant where I had a group of maybe 12 to 16 men under me who relied on me very much. So for every step of the way. For example, in outfield situations where I had more experience or I had more physical capacity to go the extra mile.
Mm,
Uh, and many others might have difficulties walking such a far distance or carrying such a heavy load. They look up to me, and if they ever saw me fail, it will really crush their morale, and that was what kept me going at many times. So just knowing that these people look up to me and they are people that rely on me links back to what I just said earlier on, like being that rock, being that person who people can look up to, being that person that people can rely on even in the toughest of times. So,
so it's like
uh,
when they see you, it's either they see you like continue to go forward strongly or they see you tired. It
right,
makes a difference how they see you in outfield.
right. And I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't say that I'm always the person who had no complaints, or I wouldn't say I'm always striving and I'm always doing well. There are also times that I'm very tired. There are also times that I'm very uh, demoralized. But what I would never do is to stop working. So even though I may be very tired and very demoralized, and I might not do things very positively, but I will never stop doing it because people rely on me to complete my tasks. People rely on me to get the job done. So if a certain task has to be done, even if it takes a lot of effort and a long time to do it, you can count on me to never stop working on it. So that, and hopefully what I'm doing sets a good example for people around me and who look up to me to want to help me or to want to feel that they are inspired and try to contribute as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What
So
if, yeah, keep
I
going.
think so having that mindset of wanting to work hard for the reason that people are relying on me, that is probably what gave my superiors the impression that, hey, you know what, this guy is a hard worker. I think we can entrust some responsibilities and tasks to him such that we know that he will work hard to get it done. So
Yes.
maybe that's why they gave me the opportunity to take on certain roles. And in those certain roles, I continue to strive to always meet their expectations, even exceed their
Meet the
expectations, and
expectation.
also try to take care of my men at the same time. So I want to fulfill helping my superiors complete the task and also taking care of my men at the same time. And because I'm trying to do both things at once, and I'm trying continuously hard to do my best in these areas. Maybe that's why they saw, hey, you know what, this guy, he deserves some kind of recognition. I don't think I'm the best, most talented person, but I would say I am a hard worker. So that is probably what they saw in me that they saw that they probably wanted to give me some recognition for that. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what I'm hearing is firstly, it's a theme of really just caring for your men. You just by caring more for them, you had to tell yourself to step up. No matter the difficulty, you had to be there for them. You cared for your men, you cared for your superiors. You make sure that they can rely on you. First is your caring. You have mentioned it many, many times over the last 5 minutes. So that has to be a central theme. And secondly, you took freaking full responsibility for it. You didn't give yourself any excuses. You didn't say, "Oh, I cannot do this because I'm tired. I cannot do this because maybe I cannot do this, cannot do that, I'm tired." You didn't give excuses. You worked hard and got the job done. No questions asked. You cared more than anyone else and you worked harder than anyone else and you didn't give any excuses why it cannot be done. You just got the job done. And I think that is one of the strategies that sets you apart and what made you truly amazing. What do you think about that?
I agree. I agree. I wouldn't say that I am that amazing that you say, but yeah,
You are.
I would say it's because in national service, many people think that it is a waste of time.
Mm,
So many people wouldn't put in as much effort as I would because they see it as, hey, you know what? It's just 2 years. I want to get through it. I want to
it's
get over and
passing
done with
time.
it, right?
Mm,
But um, it really goes back to your mindset of firstly wanting to help others and also wanting to prove to yourself that you can do it. So these two driving factors really help you to uh, excel in a society where everybody else is thinking negatively or thinking that it is a waste of time. Yeah, comparatively, you would seem more outstanding. Yeah.
mm. How do you not get influenced by their thoughts that, oh, it's a waste of time? Because it's very easy to, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time around. How do you keep yourself from feeling what they feel and thinking what they're thinking?
Well, I would say that I surround myself. I mean, I agree with you. You are the average of the 5 people that you're closest to. So
Mm,
instead of mingling with people who uh constantly think this way and having them reiterate to you that it is a very waste of time to be doing what you're doing, I try to mingle around people who give me the positive reinforcement of, hey, you know what you're doing is great.
mm,
For example, my superiors, my OC, my CSM,
yes.
and my detachment commander, my few friends around me in my detachment who rely on me and look up to me. And they are the ones that tell me, hey, you know what? Actually, yes, you are really tough on me. Yes, it is really tough. And sometimes I don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. But you know what you're doing is amazing and you should keep it up. So those people around me, like they motivate me, including my family. They
Yes.
also don't understand what I'm going through. They also don't understand why I'm so tired every time I go back. But they always tell me that, hey, you know what, I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing. So this positive reinforcement from the closer people around me.
Mm.
So despite all the influences of the rest of the people, I
Mm.
choose to mingle with the people who believe in me, and that is what helped me to grow. That is what helped me to push myself.
That's freaking awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
People think that a lot of people think that people are just self-made, but there's a solid system of support behind every
Right,
single
right.
that makes
For
things
sure.
possible. So yeah. Okay, as we start to wrap up, could I ask what plans or dreams or goals or anything that you have for the future that you want to go towards? Something
In
that
the
excites
future,
you. Yes.
okay, right
What
now, so I'm
excites you?
studying in university.
Mm,
My goals are really just to build a family and also, I mean, eventually, but not
yeah.
so soon, build a family and take care of my family in the same way that I would take care of my men in the same
Mm,
back in the day. And I that is my goal in the future, in the long term. I think there's no bigger happiness than having a nice, warm, loving family to come back home to.
mm.
And yeah, that's my goal now. And being able to support, protect, and provide for my family. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for
Mm.
sharing. Any last words you would like to say to the people watching that you would like
Okay.
to tell them and remind them of? Because everything
Uh,
we need is within them now. We are just a reminder of what's possible out there, and
right.
everything is already within us.
I would just like to say that thank you for doing this. Actually, I'm very inspired by you as well, Yujun. You have been always a very positive character in my life, and
You too.
I've seen your videos on Instagram, and they are always full of energy and always looking to help other people, which I really respect. Yeah, and I think everybody can learn, take a page out of Yujun's book and try to learn from him and see how he actually manages to turn even the difficult situations into something positive and learn something from it. Yeah. So always have the growth mindset like Eugene. Yeah. Thanks.
How about you personally, not just me? Something from you that only
From
you can.
me, I would
Yes.
say, uh, in whatever you do, just do your best.
Mm.
Work hard because uh, why do you want to work hard for everything you want to do? Because it's one thing of also trying to prove to yourself that you are who you are.
Yes.
Right. I think you feel a lot more confident in your life when you prove to yourself that you know you can do certain things. And let's just take running a marathon, right? If you can persevere, train really hard, and you manage to complete a marathon in a certain amount of time, you can prove to yourself that hey, you know what, I can do this. I've done it before, you know, and it will give you a renewed sense of confidence in your life, which I think many people are looking for.
Yes. Okay. I
Mm,
think I remember what I want to say also. So many people thought that army just waste time, but I really believe in this thing called that is how you do anything is how you do everything.
mm,
So how you do all the small things, how you interact with people is how you do life. So if you're
mm,
able to take care of your detachment so well, when it comes to your future family, oh, they'll be so blessed. So
mm.
it's amazing what they've been doing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming on this. And see you later.
All right. Thank you,
Bye.
man. See
Bye.
you. Bye bye.